What is happening, guys? Welcome to week 5 of the WBE. This week we're matched up against Steve, aka Magnitude, and the Milwaukee Sawsbucks. I do feel pretty good about this matchup here. We're just going to enter Rat Jiggly Rat. It should match us up here. And yeah, so like I said, I think we do have the upper hand in terms of a matchup here. So I'm excited to see how this works out. I believe his biggest threat is probably going to be his Primeape, which is not something that we really have to worry about even that much. So I think we're gonna be decent here. I didn't do too much with the team other than this week I actually ended up bringing Alolan Golem. I figured this is actually kind of better for me in this scenario rather than bringing Alolan Sandslash as a stealth rocker. Also, we get to try out the Beard Rock, so you know that's always fun. So we're gonna go with the old party and let's see what this guy brought. So we actually do not see the Primeape, which is actually fantastic. So he's got Weezing. The Alolan Dugtrio is also a pretty big threat. He also has Lickitung, which I don't know what the hell that thing really wants to do, but that's interesting. Next, he's got Scyther, Blastoise, and Persian. So Blastoise might also give us a little bit of a problem, along with Persian potential's Taunt Lead. So I'm thinking I'm probably just going to go with Alolan Dugtrio to lead off here. Or I'm going to go, he's probably going to, if he goes Alolan Dugtrio, we're going to be kind of screwed if we go with Alolan Golem here. Got those confused. So I think I'm still probably going to go with Golem. He's probably going to go Persian. At least that's what I'm expecting. If he goes Dugtrio, we're kind of put in a bad position there. We don't really want to, we don't have much that can take that. So let's go ahead and go right into lead off with Golem. If he ends up going with his Dugtrio, we can just switch right into our Gyarados. We could potentially dodge an Earthquake. Or if he decides to set up Stealth Rock with that thing, then we're able to get in our Gyarados before Stealth Rock happens, and we can just kind of Mega and scare stuff out with a Waterfall. So I do think that Gyarados does work really well for us in this scenario. Can hit a lot of stuff. The Weezing is his biggest defense wall, but does not benefit from having Levitate in this generation, so that's a real bummer for that thing. But we'll see how this goes. So he is actually going to lead off with the Dugtrio. So we did kind of see that coming. I figured it was worth trying to toss out Golem there to get up from some free Stealth Rock. But it's not looking too good for us here because he's probably, I assume, going to go for the Stealth Rock. So if he decides to Earthquake as well, this is actually, that's better for us. But let's go ahead and, if he makes the call and goes for a Rock Slide into the switch into Gyarados here, he deserves it. But we're just going to switch into Gyara here. I assume he's probably going to want to set up the Stealth Rock. Seeing this thing as a lead, he is actually going to Earthquake. So that is perfect. He doesn't end up getting up the rocks, which is great. Now we can just go ahead and Mega Evolve. And his best switch into this thing is going to be that Blastoise. So we're just going to go for a nice little hard-hitting crunch, take a nice little bite out of whatever he wants to bring out. I don't really see him staying in here. This Dugtrio has to switch out unless he makes a nice play. Gets me over-predicting here, as he is actually just going to stay in and go for a Rock Slide. Potential flinch. Rock Slide does not do much to Shrimp because we thick as hell, and we are no longer Flying type because we're Mega. So we do get the crunch off. It is actually just going to knock that thing out directly. So Alolan Dugtrio goes down. That's a big threat. It was not able to get up Stealth Rock. I was worried about that thing because it is something that's fast, and it kind of scares my Alolan Golem. So now that that thing's gone, we actually have a pretty decent time with Alolan Golem. It handles threats like his Scyther. Well, I mean, I actually kind of thought he was going to bring his Mega Pidgeot, but he does not. So now he goes into Lickitung. I really do not know what this Lickitung wants to do, like, at all. Although I do think I kind of want to conserve Shrimp. So I think our best bet here is to probably switch into Goro. So without too much thought into that, I think we should probably just bring in this boy. We also have Earthquake for Weezing if he wants to bring that thing in. But honestly, Lickitung's quite the wild card. I have no idea what the hell this thing wants to do, but it's going to Thunder Punch. Okay, so just trying to catch Gyarados with some damage. So far, we've been able to see he's going for some straightforward moves rather than trying to get predictions, which is nice. We could start setting up bulk ups, not seeing the fact that he doesn't have the Mega Pidgeot. That actually puts us in a great position to bulk up, although if he goes into Weezing and gets a Will-O-Wisp off on us, we're kind of screwed. You know, let's just click bulk up. We're going all out here. Kamikaze on this bitch. We're going to get pumped and go for that young bulk up. Swole boy out here. Let's see what he's going to want to do. So Lickitungu's thinking about it. Does not really want to get punched in the tongue, although he does actually stay in. So we get a bulk up. I'm assuming he might Thunder Wave here, go for some type of status. As he's actually just going to Earthquake. So, hey, we out here eating damage with that bulk up. EQ's not able to do too much to us at all. And now we can just go ahead and go directly for a low kick. I feel like is our best play. I don't know if he's going to want to conserve Lickitung. He does actually end up switching it out. He's going to go into probably Wheezing here. No, he actually goes Scyther. So, Scyther is the one thing that does kind of threaten us here, as he can do a lot of damage with an Aerial Ace. I'm kind of wondering if I want to save Machamp. I know I'm going to probably be able to live one, and I do have an easy switch into Alolan Golem. So you know what, that's actually what I'm going to do here. I don't think Scyther has really much that it wants to do to Alolan Golem, so I also want to get some damn use out of this thing. It took me forever today training this thing up. Oh, it actually is Wing Attack as its flying move. So Wing Attack does absolutely nothing to Golem, which is great for us. And now, his team does not like Alolan Golem very much. Let's just go right for a Stealth Rock here. The next time this Scyther switches in, it's going to take 50%. So I think that's probably the better play, rather than letting Machamp take that Wing Attack. It would have done a lot. We would have been able to knock out the Scyther, I believe, but we would have paid a lot of HP from Machamp. So utilizing the Alolan Golem here works out pretty well. We're just going to get up the Stealth Rock. I assume he'll probably want to switch, although it does put him in a tough spot. There's not much that wants to switch into this thing. Blastoise obviously can do a lot, but then it takes, a hard-hitting Thunder Punch in return, as he's actually just going to stay in, and Brick Break does nothing. Look at the defense of this lad. We're actually adamant, but man, we take that super nicely. So he doesn't look like he wants to switch out the Scyther, probably because he knows it's not going to be worth a whole lot once it comes back in on Stealth Rock. We're just going to click Thunder Punch here. I could have just gone for Explosion. At this point, I don't know. I kind of forgot about Brick Break there, but man, that did nothing. Scyther really could have used a little bit more attack in the old Gen 1. But I got Scizor. Unfortunately, Scizor is not here to help him, so look at that menacing face. Staring at you menacingly. And Scyther looks pissed off too. So I'm trying to think here. If we are able to knock this thing out in this matchup here, he'll probably go into maybe even Persian to knock me out. I mean, at this point, we're slow enough to the point where we're going to get knocked down by anything. So Thunder Punch is able to knock out Scyther, so that's great. Now I'm trying to think of if I want to conserve some of my Pokemon at this point. It depends. The standings in this league depend on how much you win by. A lot of my matches have been close. A lot of the time you do try to conserve team members just to get an upper hand in terms of stats. But he's going to go Wheezing here. And this is actually kind of nice because this allows us a pretty easy switch. We could go Tentacruel. We don't take much from this thing. Yeah, I could hurt it pretty hard in return with Scald. He's probably just going to knock me out here. I don't know what it really wants to do, but I know that Tentacruel can take this really easily. This is a good matchup for him. He doesn't care about being Will-O-Wisp, obviously. Does not care about Sludge Bombs. Other than that, I'm trying to think of coverage moves that Wheezing would get, which would be probably like Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and not really a whole lot else. But we're going to conserve our Alolan Golem here. It'll be good to switch in for potential death fodder later if that's what we decide to do. But we are going to try to conserve our score as much as possible as well. So if I can get through this with nobody dying. My team is pretty damn thick. That's actually why I really like it. It does lack speed, which is a lot of criticism that it does receive, but honestly, it is able to take a lot of hits as long as it doesn't get set up on by faster Pokemon. We actually do really well. So we're able to bring in LL Cool J here, as it actually goes for a Dark Pulse. So I'm not sure what the Dark Pulse was predicting there. That was not something I actually thought about there, but that's fine. We're able to take that nicely, and I'm assuming now he's probably going to want to end up switching. He has that Lickitung still around, Blastoise, Persian as well. So let's actually just click Scald here. We could get the burn. If he stays in, we're going to do a lot of damage because Wheezing absolutely hates special attacks. But this is a great matchup for us because Tentacruel being very specially defensive, we're able to take pretty much anything Wheezing wants to throw at us because this thing has pretty much no offensive power. And also in this game, it doesn't have as good of defensive power because of no Levitate. And that's... you hate to see it. They really did my boy dirty. But okay, we're going to see here. Probably This is another tough position. He potentially has Thunderbolt, but no, he's actually going to switch out here. He's going to go into the Blastoise. Okay, so again, Blastoise is really not that bad of a matchup for Tentacruel. He is going to take a little bit of that Stealth Rock damage, which is nice. We get some chip with the Scald, which does, you know, pretty much nothing. And we actually do get the burn, which kind of helps, I suppose, but I would rather get a poison with Sludge Bomb, which, I mean, doesn't really matter too much. We can just go ahead. Ooh, yeah, we'll probably just click Mega Drain here. There's really not much that Blastoise is able to do to us. So I'm just going to go ahead and suck the life from you. And after that burn damage, looking like a nice solid 2-hit KO here, it brings us back to full. And unless this Blastoise has Earthquake, which it does not, is actually just going to Scald. So we're able to take a Scald, obviously very nicely. Unfortunately, we do get burned as well. So just out here trading Scald burns, but you know, that's okay. LL Cool J, you're doing your best, buddy. And this next Mega Drain should be able to do the trick here. I'm actually just going to click Sludge Bomb. If he ends up switching, I don't really think he would. He could go into that Wheezing. But we're just going to click Sludge Bomb here. I don't think it really matters. Kind of a good neutral ground play here. Yeah, we're sitting here with over 10 minutes left, and we're in a pretty good position here because he does not really have any answers to Tentacruel at all, now that I think about it. Him losing that Dugtrio sets him back pretty hard, so that's really nice. Sludge Bomb is going to take care of the Blastoise. Another big threat out of the way. And Blastoise is freaking scary, man. That thing can take hits, and it actually hits really damn hard. And he's just an absolute unit. So Tentacruel knocking down a KO there. Love to see it. Ever since we started bringing Tentacruel, I've never looked back. This thing is amazing. But okay, so in comes the Lickitung. And so this thing's pretty well conserved. It just takes a little bit of Stealth Rock there. We could just go for the Scald. I really don't know if this thing's going to want an Earthquake or honestly what. But I think we should probably just go right back into Machamp. There's really no reason not to. We're just going to bring in the boy with the most arms and see what the hell this thing wants to do. Honestly, I'm very intrigued by Lickitung. I don't know what the hell. Okay, Ice Punch. So predicting the switch into maybe Dragonite, expecting the Earthquake was a good play there, but I think I made the safer option. Going into Dragonite would have been decent there, but had I gotten caught by an Ice Punch from Lickitung, it actually would not have ended up knocking me out, but that would have actually been a great play. So now we can just freely low kick, and that is going to knock out the Lickitung. Boys, we're trying to take this one 6-0. We might get our first 6-0, which would be amazing. So down goes Licky. All he's got left at this point is going to be the Wheezing and the Persian, which neither of these things like us at all. In comes the Wheezing. Unfortunately, this thing has too much health. I think we should probably switch here on Wheezing. We're going to go into, well, he might, you know, on the chance that he decides to Will-O-Wisp, let's bring in Arcanine. This thing has not done anything yet. He has not gotten up Stealth Rock, which we don't have to care about that. We can just bring in Tony, get this dude a little bit of a leg stretch going on, you know, stretch out the old limbs. Been cooped up in that Pokeball for a whole damn week. Tony's like, what the fuck, man? Hey, Tony. All right, so if he Will-O-Wisps here, that's a good play. Even if he doesn't, I think we'll be all right. We'll be able to hit it pretty hard with a Flare Blitz. He actually just Sludge Bombs. Okay. So, no poison, please. Okay, so he doesn't get the poison. Unfortunately, now a Flare Blitz is going to knock it. Oh, no. Kind of really hoping for a Wisp there, but do I just go for the Flare Blitz here? We're going to take a lot of damage from that. Honestly, I'm just going to bring in Tiny Wings. I believe he's inclined to just go for the Sludge Bomb. Again, seeing that did some solid damage. My best option against that thing was Flare Blitz, unless I put Dig on my Arcanine, which would actually be kind of hilarious, but he's just going to Sludge Bomb again. We're going to switch right into Tiny Wings, who does get poison, which does kind of suck. But not the biggest deal here, as we can just go ahead and scare this thing with an Earthquake. I also have Roost, so if I need it, we're good. Also, I'm actually going to go for an Agility here, because if I Agility, that puts me faster than his Alolan Persian, and then I can knock that thing out with an Outrage. So we take this next Sludge Bomb here. We're not really too worried about the poison damage. I can go, actually, fuck, this actually does kind of put us in a shitty position. Well, I can Roost. I wanted to finish this up with Dragonite, but it doesn't look like I don't think an Earthquake knocks this thing out at this range. We're going to go for the Roost there. He gets off another Sludge Bomb. Is he going to be able to knock out Tiny Wings? It does. It was close. The vision was there. But Tiny Wings doesn't look like he wanted it. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and click Earthquake here. I honestly, I don't even know if this... I don't have very much experience calcing Earthquakes against Weezings. It just barely lives it, unfortunately for us. He is able to get off a Sludge Bomb, and that does kind of suck because that's going to kill Tiny Wings. So the Weezing does get a KO, but we do unfortunately lose our 6-0 there. But luckily now we can just go into whatever we want, and I am going to go into... Our best option here is probably Gyarados because his last Pokemon is going to be that Alolan Persian who swallowed a shit ton of bees, and its head looks like a damn balloon. So we can just go ahead and click pretty much anything here. We're just going to Waterfall. The angriest shrimp in all the land does knock out the poison disco balls, and all that is left is going to be Persian. So it does look like we were able to log ourselves another win, and that is 4 in a row, boys. I mean, I spoke a little soon, but I mean, I really could have conserved that. I should have probably won this 6-0. To be honest, that Dragonite play was not the best. I should have just Earthquake twice, but I wanted to be faster than that Persian, and then just be a dick and outrage it. But you know, it didn't work out for me too well. He does actually have U-turn on the Persian. Non-stab's not going to do too much. Knocks us down to about half with a critical hit. That was a crit. Look at how thick this Gyarados is. My team is slow, but man, are we thick. Okay, so we can take another U-turn. All we got to do is click Waterfall one more time, and that is going to be the end of the battle, my dudes. And going into this, I knew that we did have a decent matchup. I really was kind of worried about him bringing the Primeape, though. Luckily, he doesn't for us. And the Waterfall is going to knock out the Persian. So that is another dub for the freaking Rapid Spins. Look at us go. We're taking this whole tournament, boys. No mercy. That was a good game, Steve. If you guys do not know about Magnitude, you should definitely check out his channel. His link will be in the description. I've known this dude for years. Ever since I started doing YouTube, he was always a channel that I always looked up to. This man's got some great content. He's been around since the beginning, and Steve's just a great guy in general. He has a fun team there. Clearly, he's taking this in the more fun route. He actually even said before the match, his fun is not an option here. But we're doing this league for fun. That was a good battle. But thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.